seem simple, okay. No, it's not actually simple. It makes it more complicated is for so many dialects, so many languages, so many accents around the world. How do you create something that is common? It's pretty hard and challenging to build. Even we can't master all languages. How do you train a system to do it? It's challenging in its own way. But even though it's challenging, we still make do with what we have. We have seen, like in the last couple of years, how in speech-to-text recognition systems like Siri, Alexa, Bixby, Google Assistant, there's so many out there now, and have evolved from what they were once upon a time. So we're always doing progress. But all of this is possible because we're able to re-engineer or reverse engineer what we had in the past from legacy technologies. This is one valuable skill that each one of you need to have in the industry to be able to adapt and learn new technologies and integrate it into something that's old. Because every $1 million company out there or any of these Fortune 500 has all these legacy softwares. And one day, we the developers have to go and do something about it. So it's a very good skill to learn. In the end of the day, all of the technologies that we saw in the initial slide are interlinked. I call it the circle of technology. Just like you have circle of life in the Lion King. But you can see it any other way you want to. But that's kind of how I view it. So there is another poll. I hope you get a chance to take it. I just want to know that now you know what fascinates in the field. What do you visualize your dream job to be? I kind of like to know what you guys would think that. So I'm giving you 1 minute for the poll, and it'll end. But in the meantime, so I'm going to tell you about my dream job or what I dreamt when I was a student like you in college. So I want to build a technology that is beneficial to mankind, improve the quality of life. That was the end goal for me. It was not necessarily very easy or easy journey. They had a lot of hurdles and there was moments where I felt lost because I was overwhelmed by so many options that we had, not being sure what my passion really was. I had to ask myself some questions. I'm going to share with you some basic questions that help me identify my passion. It's the classic what, why, and how. So when you have answers to this question, you pretty much know what your passion is. You already have set a course for your destination. I have the saying that passion is the fuel that drives your destination. You need something that drives you to reach anywhere. You beat a car, even if you, and that is passion. Before we move on, let's see if we all got a chance to do the poll. Let's see. Oh, they did populate. No, the next one. Yes, I'm gonna give it more time and come back later towards the end and see. There must be a latency. Okay. So I know that all of you have your own dream, unique dream. Some might share dreams. My dream was to be someone who can build a technology that will benefit people. So identifying that what helps you know what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So that actually narrows down your thing. Like, okay, this is what I want to do, accomplish when I grow up or when I finish out of engineering. And so why do I want to do it? It's okay, I know my what. Why am I going to do this? So in that case, in my case, it's because I want to impact people with technology. I want to change how they live or improve the quality of life, make life better for them, empower them. That's my end goal. I'm sure each one of you, because you chose a passion field, you have your own options and choices and ideas about it. But the most important and challenging question is the how part. Dreaming big is cool, having passion is nice, but there needs to be action. Without action, nothing can make a reality. That's the most challenging thing of all. So this challenging question, how, will actually set you in motion of an adventurous path to make you reach your destination. Remember, each of you have already started this adventure when you enrolled in this computer science program. It's too late to turn back. Just kidding. If you want to change your passions, you can all times. So knowing this theory of computer science, which you're all lucky enough to learn in college, prepares you to face some problems that occur later down the road, that the insight of knowing what really the math behind it will help you solve in a much shorter time than a lot of people who didn't have that opportunity. Going on to the next thing. So I'm sure some of you wanted to become a software developer or a data scientist or just an entrepreneur. Like you have so many options, or just work for a consultancy company. So you all share a same dream or may not. But what distinguishes yourself and what makes you stand out from another person? All of you have the same goal. It's flat. You all have the same grades. It's all same kind of resume. Everything is same. How do you make yourself look different, make somebody take your resume? Because you're spending only like 5 seconds on your resume. How do you do that? You need to be able to create the unique you or showcase why you're different from others. So I'm going to share some foolproof methods that I followed that helped me find my unique me and create my identity in the industry. So we already figured out what your passion is, but that's not enough. Just like I've mentioned before, you need to use your passion to drive you to the destination. So we can start small, not expecting anybody to build an operating system like Microsoft overnight. You can start something small, just build a small forms application and expand on it and make it bigger. You have a couple of forms together, you have like an application, like a Windows application or a web application already. That's a big step. That is the best way to improve your programming skills. The more you build things, the more you get better. And don't limit yourself to one technology. Don't decide that, oh, I know only C language or C++. It's a base. It's just another language. It's a base. You know the logic. It's all math. It's a logic. So you can expand to any language and be able to code in any programming language. That's kind of what the industry needs. You can't say I can do only C++ one day. You need to be able to have a broad range of ideas to explore and learn as you grow. So, and if further, you can improve your skills by doing solving problems and programs. There's so many free platforms like hackathons, HackerRanks. They're all just free. Just need a Google sign up and you have access to it and test your codes, write various data structure logic. So they give you new challenges every day. And the more you code, you're going to be really smart to tackle any problem that the world has to throw at you, even solve your own challenging dream problems. Just do your research and find what is accurate for you, because what works for one doesn't work for everybody. The other most important thing in the tech field with the modern era, with everybody isolated, is what? Talking to other people who are like-minded. Not just now, always. Networking, because there's a volume of so many of you graduating every year. But how do you make connections? I would like, if somebody I know has made a connection and has an impressive profile, I'll surely go with them. Or I would not, it'd be hard for me to find a new person, a lot of research, but they have to have a really impressive portfolio too. So networking with like-minded people is a very big step in the industry. And to showcase what you have made out of. And even encouraging one another share their goals and help them get better at the goals and help them achieve it. Or work on joint projects, examples of big companies that you know of, like Facebook, Blink, Slack. All of these were just people who are like you and me, who are building with friends, and then it became a big deal. So nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it. So the power of not sharing is awesome. Collaboration is a big step in open source or any development. Say for this rapid growth in the last couple of years, we've seen artificial intelligence is made possible by open source platforms supported by Google, or even like freelancers writing their own libraries. Like Google supported TensorFlow, but there's tons and tons of libraries for machine learning platform, which has been made available, which helps you write really impressive programs and solve real world problems in a very shorter time. Collaboration is very important. Finally, in this, you need to be willing to create your own portfolio and flaunt your skill. There's no point in being able to develop but not being able to share what you've done. You need to be impressed with yourself. You're the first marketing person for yourself. You can't expect somebody else to do that for you. Trust yourself, trust your skill set. You're good. And you just have to flaunt it. If you made an application, just publish it in the Play Store. It maybe not many people, opened it or anything, but still it's there in the Play Store. It's a portfolio. It's good enough, and you can improve it and make it better. Or maybe it's successful, but you have to try or do it. And without that, you'll never know. And if you have like findings and done a lot of research, it's good enough to publish your findings in a research paper or blogs, or even like all these forums that we have these days, and share with another peer how you build it and how make it simple for somebody else to learn what you did, which is also good sharing knowledge because it helps other people get better too. But if you're afraid of intellectual property being stolen, if and you believe your idea is a novel idea, get a patent for it. Your intellectual property is protected, and now you can share with the world with no problems. If there are moments where you feel like, I don't know, I'm not much of a leader to start my own project, but there are so many platforms. You're not limited to your friend groups. You can have the whole World Wide Web and the internet to access to any part of the world. And there is like Slacks, free groups, that there's open source groups that you have. So many projects that they're doing over the course of the year. And you can join those platforms and groups, share ideas, and innovate together. And it's very rewarding at the end of the day. And moreover, it helps you get one step closer to your goal. And moreover, for every developer, the main thing, how you showcase your profile is a repository. Like you can use GitHub, Bitbucket, there's a bunch of so many repositories, but that's how you show that people that what projects you worked on, like how they have an idea of what kind of style of programming you have. Everybody gets an insight about it when you're trying to portray yourself quickly, or everything when it's remote and online. It's not about just collaborating. You need to be able to identify the useful resources in the internet and make the best of it to help you achieve your goal. We are very lucky to be born in this century, to be given access to internet where there's endless possible resources, and most of it are free, and some of them with very limited cost, and you can have like many certifications for like few dollars, and just improve your skill set every day and be up to date with technology, because technology is changing so rapidly. Something that was relevant today may not be relevant next month or even next day in some cases. So when you have created a unique you're already way ahead of the herd. When we started, we were all on the same platform. We all had the same grades. We had the same line, but now you have your own portfolio. You're already in the top 10 creamy layer, showing difference to reach your goal. That makes you a valuable asset in the technology field. Just like we have least common multiply LCM, I have my own mantra. I call it LCS, and it's called Learn, Collaborate, Showcase. I insist on showcasing your talent because many of you, I'm very sure, are very smart developers. But at the end of the day, we're too shy to share a thing because we're not confident about it or feel uneasy about it. But don't be. Just be proud of what you built and be ready to share with the world. As I promised in the beginning of the lecture, that I will be sharing my journey into entrepreneurship. So I've actually, Sir has attached the link to the website as well as the YouTube video I shared with him, but I'll give you a quick summary of what it is. So in 2019, I got this unique opportunity to co-found this company called Caracoder with few other like-minded, passionate people. They believed in the importance of text just like me. Because for me, natural language processing is a big deal of my fascination and my passions and my dream goals. And this group of individuals really wanted to do something in that aspect to improve the transmission of communication in a different format. I believe text has permanence, and this is the way we communicate and share knowledge with one another. Our device is a radical invention that will change the way we type. Instead of one-dimensional keys, it's a three-dimensional keys, giving user the access to over 300 unique inputs without breaking contact with the device. There is a small part of the device on the screen, but more you can see on the YouTube video, the functionality, and on the website as well. So it's not about just giving access to the keys three-dimensional and having access to 300 unique characters without breaking contact with the device. What makes this device more powerful is the fact that you can input not only individual letters, but you can input like entire words at a time. For example, I want to type the word itself. In a keyboard, how would you do it? You would type W-O-R-D, one after the other to get the word. But in Caracoder, I would press W, O, R, and D simultaneously, and the internal natural processing system in our device will rearrange it in real time and display the word. This unique feature of coding makes this device very fast, that you can achieve typing speeds way faster than any input device that we have known. To know more about this functionality, as I mentioned earlier, refer to the website or the YouTube video. Still, we have a very long way to go for our journey in our journey of building Caracoder and establishing it as a company. But we will keep inventing and empowering the end user with our inventions. But we have been focused on our goal, and have given this opportunity to present a product at 2020's Consumer Electronics conference at Las Vegas, the CES, and a couple of other trade shows, and we got an evaluation of more than $2.5 million, and I had a first round of investment as well. Having your dreams coming to life is rewarding, but staying focused is what makes it worth it at the end. And so besides just working on passion projects, I've been given this unique opportunity to work at other Fortune 500 companies as well, at Samsung. So here, I've been able to manage like lots of data lakes with lots and tons of data. There's millions of records of data every day coming in. And you have to identify patterns and forecast trends for maximizing the profits. There's just some of the jobs that we do. But on top of that, the one unique opportunity that you find in a Fortune 500 company is managing various business partners, the relationships, how to handle it, and how you guide them with various technology needs that they have. And the knowledge that you have from developing different tools has really come helpful, and helping them get the right tool that they want to achieve their end goal is something that learning to use technology to your best is helpful. Today, I'm challenging you all to create your unique you. When you create the unique you, success will totally follow you wherever you go. Technology is an immense field and it has immense scope. It's never ending in a way, but only if you're willing to evolve with how the technology evolves. And I believe each one of you will create great technologies with a unique you and bring value to the tech world. Don't limit yourself to a single technology. Be a unicorn. You can master every technology. Don't let any people say otherwise. That's pretty much it. If y'all have any questions and not bored, you may ask me some. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. That was a very motivational and inspirational talk on the technology. Hope some of our guests or some of our students will be communicating with you so that they can clarify any other doubts related to the technology field and your experience as to how you ended up in that in your field and what are all other steps to be followed. It will be very much useful for them if you share it out.
Um, share the slide deck.
Yeah, that also is good. And similarly, any other advice for the youngsters so that they can also have an insight as to how they can move on with the technology field and find a correct guidance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good.
Students, if you have any clarifications or any other doubt, you can just ask us.
Students, if you have any queries, you can ask her.
Oh yeah, that's the functionality of CaraCoder, the character encoded text entry as in the video. It's been shared. I'm excited to announce that we opened up pre-orders and we'll be launching our devices this December. So we've come really far. It's been a great journey, and how Bali and my college actually played a big part in my journey because that's where I learned computer science to begin with, and I identified my passion.
Yes, any doubt or any other clarifications? Any queries? From the staff side?
Monica, it's Kumaresan.
Yes, sir.
Can you share few words regarding your recent projects, ongoing project, CareCoder?
Yeah, sure. So recently at CareCoder, I've been working a lot on that because we're getting close to our launch and delivering our pre-orders. So we built it like we have the software, we have the hardware device, we had all the microcoding and everything done on it. So we've been doing everything from scratch, like from 3D printing the device and everything, because it's a patent device. It's our own invention. Um, so we help like it's a very new device. It's very new and something that nobody has seen before. So we built this training software just for this platform. Um, to train on the device to get a hang of it, how these layouts is, and everybody can understand and learn faster. So they can also reach pretty much like a 2 weeks of training on it. You are exceeding your QWERTY typing speed. The thing that's so cool about it is, I mean, I have like the prototype pre-printed here right now. And I mean, it's like all the keys I need to put the top facing, where to 3D print it and get the injection mold and done on it. But the learning that device is like muscle memory, like driving a car. You never have to, when you type in a keyboard, you have to lift your finger from the home row and move to other rows and type keys, right? And it kind of increases strain. On average, it was a stat that I read, like your hands, with your fingers stand like 15 kilometers a day of 8 hours of typing. That's crazy amount of strain. But in CareCoder, it's like a resting hand position. Where always your hands are like this. And it reduces the chance of carpal tunnel and all of these symptoms that occur from excessive typing. And it pretty much can type in all four directions. And once you learn the directions of the keys, it's like even with closed eyes, you can literally type. It makes it very unique and it's very fascinating. And we've been building on the next iteration already with the replacing the mouse also into this device with like a rollerball kind of technology in it. So we're kind of working on the next prototype of it. And besides that's kind of like CareCoder. Besides that, I've been working on my own more natural language processing systems. One of the projects that I worked on in the past was studying the brainwaves. It was kind of funny. Because I mean, I was inspired the concept of neurons to study the field of AI. And I was very lucky enough to work with ECG waves and study if there was this muse kind of thing, the head muse we set, and study the alpha, beta, and all these waves to see if we can convert those into words. That was kind of the goal of it. So this patient had autism. So she was bedridden for 20 years and she can't say anything. The only person who can understand her is the mother. So we wanted to help her somehow. And so we were hoping the brainwave research can be helpful. And this is something that's ongoing and still working on it.
Yes, anyone from the participants side? Any other clarifications or query? Yes, guys, you can unmute yourself and ask if anything is to be known. I don't think any queries are there.
Okay.
Okay, from staff side?
So as usual, students are very quiet. I think you can understand from their point of view, asking queries, right, Monica? It takes some time to ask them, to make them initiate asking queries. Okay, and personally, I would like to thank you from Department of Computer Science Engineering for accepting this, for giving a session to your juniors. I think the students have to come out of their shell and they have to ask queries, so that then we can make use of your experience and your learnings. Then only they can they can be benefited. I think they will be asking in the 1 or 2 minutes, I think so. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. If they're not asking, we'll see. So if it is in a face to face, then we can ask someone to ask queries. Okay, whether you are understood or not from the teacher's point of view, right? Then how is life going on in the period? How is life going on in this period for you and then in yours?
It's good. It's good. Yeah, I mean, it's really great. Actually, I don't know. Uh, it's been a great period for me. I got married this year in 2020, and
Oh, congratulations.
thank you. It's been a real good for me. Like a lot of projects to work on and all this aspect, and have been able to grow as a developer and technologist, and it's been great. I know. I know it's like COVID and pandemic, but I don't think that's a stopping factor for growth. It's actually given more time to work on your more projects. It's like working from home and giving you more like no commute time, and I don't know. It's more relaxed.
No, that's nice to hear. Nice to hear. Any queries, students?
Staff side.
Yeah, Monica, it's very happy to see you in this position. So you are giving your ideas about how to get a career in this. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other suggestions, Monica, to our younger generation students?
I would say the first thing is to be active participants. Um, I guess like you should not be afraid to ask questions. Everybody here is your peers, your developers. They're all the same, and it's only if you ask you can find answers. If you don't seek it, it's gonna be a big block for you. You can't keep your ideas to yourself, your doubts to yourself. You need to be able to come out and express yourself. That is something that's challenging for a lot of people I've observed in the field of technology. But here in another country, coming here, I've realized that you can't be in that mode anymore. You have to get yourself out there. You have, it's not like somebody's going to bring the placement to you to college. You have to make yourself known. You have to make noise. Like somehow show yourself, talk, impress people. That's the only way it's long lasting shine. I mean, yeah. I know that you all can do it. I believe in you guys because I did it, so you can do it too. But you need to use opportunities that come your way. You can't let them go. Try it once, twice, it becomes a habit. And then you'll be able to do it all the time. You'll not be afraid of people. You'll be easy to talk. I know that you all can talk a lot when you're among your friends because you're comfortable. But see your peers and teachers as respect them as your teachers, but they're also your friends too. They're here to mentor you and teach you. So ask them doubts all the time and they're ready to help you. And same with your peers or anybody. Everybody out there is willing to help you if you're willing to ask the help. That's kind of the takeaway that I had from living back home and coming here, that I saw a big difference in the education system and culture aspect and the people around you.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So still there is no more queries, I think so. Can you suggest some of tools or any other technology that is more useful in the field of AI as well as NLP tools that can be studied?
Yes. So in the field of AI, when you start out, like Google's TensorFlow is like this prompt the library that is like a bread and butter to start out with. And there's Keras, there's other like independent libraries as well, but these two tools, like knowing to use TensorFlow with your applications and being able to use Pickle to save your progresses, is pretty much a good starting point for natural language processing. And a simple natural language processing application is to build a chatbot. It's not that hard. But it's actually very impressive when you can build it. It's kind of fun when you're testing the chatbot. I've kind of tested it. It was very interesting. I mean, it's not going to be as good as a human to talk to, for sure. I'm not saying it's replacing anybody, but it's so interesting how you can test out a product that you build and it's able to respond to queries. And so it's like you need to start somewhere. There's so much, especially now with AI and machine learning and natural language models all being a buzzword. There's so many articles out there. There's like Medium blogs. Um, there's some other like bunch of blogs that I can list out. Uh, you can refer to, but you have to go out and search for it. But my top suggestion is TensorFlow and Keras is pretty much good enough to do a lot of projects with natural language processing or many simple machine learning without them. And being familiar with pandas and NumPy libraries is another one.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, guys, still no more queries? Students?
Yes, ma'am. No more queries, ma'am. As she gave a very legible explanation. Stowart, all we are just remain a silence. He gave a very legible explanation. As sideway, I just also reviewed the Calcutta website. It was how can I say very nice. I can't able to express it. Just typing in a 5 multiplier speed is cool. You know, compared to the normal typing, it's very faster in case of everywhere in programming, working in a computer we need for typing, and it is 5 multiplier in the sense it's very good. We can able to finish the job as very fast, and
Yeah,
also her PPT also very nice. Thank you for your explanation and this lecture.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Ranjit. Anyone else?
Thank you, ma'am.
Guys? Any more queries? So if there are no more queries, I think we can wind up the session. Even though it was very short and crisp, I believe it was very innovative and very motivational to the youngsters so that they can also start a similar one. And I hope they will also become a founder like you to anyone new technology. And thanks once again, Monica.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much, everybody, all teachers and professors, for giving me this opportunity to give a lecture. It's a huge pleasure to give back to the community that molded me and gave me the opportunity to explore and become who I am today, and to talk to the generation who would be one day my peers and competitors in the industry, which is healthy. And I encourage each one of you to be that one day. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Monica.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome.